Hi everybody, today we're going to be discussing the 1 rep max or 1 RM assessment for bench and squat. We're also going to be doing a fatigue assessment and a push-up assessment. Now to warm up, we didn't show it here in this video, but we did some light aerobic exercise as well as some dynamic stretching for the upper and lower body. We're going to begin with the bench. Now for your form, you want to make sure that your back is firmly against the bench, your feet are on the ground, and your hands are just past shoulder width on the bar. And you want to begin by choosing a lighter weight to warm up with to do multiple repetitions. Not only will this keep you injury free, but it will also help you judge what weight you should use to begin your working sets to work up to that 1 rep max. And this first of 4 working sets should be 50 to 70% of your perceived 1 rep max. And in total, to reach that 1 rep max, you should be doing about 4 sets. And with each set, you can go up anywhere from 2.5 to 20 kilograms, depending on how strong you're feeling. It's also important to note that it's really imperative that you use a spotter for all these exercises. They can be potentially dangerous if you drop the weight. And here we're coming up on my 4th and final set where I'm going to need some assistance because I was unable to do the motion myself. And it's important to note that the set previous to the one where you need help or you're unable to do it will be your 1 rep max. You'll be able to see here in a minute that my spotter is going to have to help me get the weight all the way back up. Next we have the squat. The procedures for the squat are about the same as the deadlift, except of course for the exercise you want to keep the bar pressed up against your upper shoulders. You want to keep your feet just slightly wider than shoulder width apart. And when you squat, you want to make sure that you drive your knees out. Again, be sure to always use a spotter or at least use safety bars. And you can rest anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes between each set. That includes the bench. And here we're coming up on my final set before I needed assistance. Again, meaning that the set right below this one would be classified as my 1 rep max, or the most weight I could lift in 1 repetition. Now there's also a submaximal test known as the reps to fatigue, used with the same motions, except instead of doing 1 repetition for as much weight as you can, you select a lower weight and try to rep until fatigue between 2 to 10 reps. And this is good for adolescents, older populations. And next we have the push-up assessment, which much like the bench, you have your hands a little bit wider than shoulder width, feet together, and your back straight all the way to your head. And you want to use a full range of motion, meaning you put your nose almost to the ground and extend all the way back up. And this isn't exactly to fatigue, but rather you go until you lose the pace or the form of the exercise. As you'll see here in a minute, I begin to slow down, which would mark the end of my assessment. And this here is just another variation of the push-up in case you don't quite have the upper body strength to do a regular push-up, but all the protocols remain the same. You go until you lose pace or you lose form. And lastly, our strength to weight ratio can be found simply by dividing the weight pushed by your own body weight in pounds. And the classifications for this and for all the other protocols that we showed in this video can be found in the ACSM's guidelines for exercise testing and prescription, or the reference at the bottom of your screen. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.